You know, life throws curveballs sometimes. Things get rough. I mean, really rough. Like trying to microwave a fork rough. But at times like these, you'd at least hope the folks running the show, the big kahunas at the top, know how to steer the ship, right? Well, buckle up, because this crew is sailing us straight into an iceberg while doing tequila shots. So, our president, the guy who accidentally on purpose tanked the economy like it was a college frat party challenge, decided that right after everyone's 401k burst into flames, the next logical step was a relaxing golf retreat. Because nothing says I care about your financial ruin like a solid 18 holes. And instead of disappearing quietly like a fart in the wind to let us grieve the economic dumpster fire he lit, he doubles down. From the golf course, he proudly posts a little gem basically saying, "Yup, I did that on purpose. You're welcome." Just imagine the President of the United States teeing off while your retirement fund is screaming in flames like a cat stuck in a blender. And his cabinet, oh boy, if leadership had a talent show, these guys wouldn't make it past awkward guy who forgot his lines. I mean, have you heard Lutnick? This dude, charged with, commerce, basically pitched a plan that sounds like bring back 18th century factory work. He said, and I quote, "Millions and millions of people screwing in little screws to make iPhones right here in America."
Great American workers. We are going to replace
on other
the
networks.
armies of millions of people. Well, remember, the army of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones. That kind of thing is going to come to America. It's going to be automated, and great Americans, the trade craft of America, is going to fix them, is going to work on them.
Has he seen those factories in China? We're talking about places where kids work for lunch money and maybe a nap. Which one of you grown adults in red hats is signing up for that gig? Hope y'all got wrist support and a good playlist to nod to while you screw away your lives to make iPhones. So was this the whole idea behind their attacks on Department of Education? So that they can put American children in factories to build iPhones? Wait, there's more. Our ever-vacationing president, fresh off his 4th beach trip this month, was asked what he thought about El Salvador's president offering to bring American citizens into their prison system. Now, most of us would hope for a strong, principled response, but nope, this guy just shrugs like he's ordering dessert.
Happens. Go back to El Salvador. The president there said he would be willing to take American citizens in the federal prison population. Is that one of the ideas you're going to be discussing?
Well, I love that. If we could take some of our 20-time wise guys that push people into subways and that hit people over the back of the head and that purposely run people over in cars, if he would take them, I'd be honored to give them. I don't know what the law says on that, but I can't imagine the law would say anything different. If they can house these horrible criminals for a lot less money than it costs us, I'm all for it.
Honestly, at this point, nothing surprises me. Shocked? Nah, I've got no illusions left. American citizens sent to foreign prisons. That is what our king is considering now. Yep, nothing else is new with this overlord. Just waiting for the next episode of America's Funniest Collapse, starring a cast of clueless wise guys and one very tan man with no real solution left but a golf club. Finally, someone found their courage marinating behind the couch cushions. Among those now growing back their shrunk balls, Republican Representative Don Bacon just popped up with a surprise twist. He's introducing legislation that will take away Donald Trump's power to slap tariffs around like confetti at a MAGA rally.
I support the legislation that Senator Grassley, Senator Cantwell, we have a total of 7 Republicans in the Senate, and I have some beginning support on the House side, which we'll unveil tomorrow. It will be harder to pass this in the House, no doubt. I think if we get 60 votes in the Senate, they'll put pressure on the House to look at this. And if we continue to see the stock market go a certain direction, or if we see inflation or unemployment shift in a bad way, I think then this bill becomes a very viable bill. So it will not pass tomorrow or maybe in the next couple of weeks, but this will be in the queue that we can use. And it's time that Congress restores its authorities here. In the Constitution, it's clear. The House and the Senate, Congress has the power of tariffs and taxes, and we gave some of that power to the executive branch. And I think In hindsight, that was a mistake.
And get this, after a tidal wave of peaceful protests in hundreds of towns and cities, even some Republicans are sweating harder as they now feel the heat. At this point, they might actually hate Trump's trade plans, as is now making their lives worse than losing to him in the election primaries. And that is saying something.